Some battle systems are enjoyable while you are playing them. These 4 stay in your head years later. 1 lets the entire party spend the same pool of actions. 1 turns 2 singers into weapons that the front line must protect. 1 combines tactical positioning with body part destruction and elaborate combos. And 1 rewards you for driving 2 characters beyond exhaustion without ever allowing the action to stop. The first video explored 4 games that proved turn-based combat never had to feel passive. For part 2, I wanted to dig deeper and highlight 4 overlooked games whose battle systems made a lasting impression on me. Each approaches party combat in a completely different way, from shared resources and tactical positioning to timed defense, character switching, and devastating coordinated attacks. At first glance, Rise Fantasia looks like a fairly traditional turn-based RPG. Then you notice that the action point bar does not belong to 1 character. It belongs to the entire party. Every attack, spell, item, and special action draws from the same shared pool. That means you are not forced to give every character 1 conventional turn. You can distribute your points evenly, or invest most of the round into the 1 character who can make the biggest difference. A damaged ally may need healing immediately. A vulnerable enemy may justify an all-out assault. Or you may deliberately conserve resources while preparing a much larger combination. This shared economy makes every round feel like a small tactical puzzle. The party becomes even more effective when its actions are coordinated. Compatible spells cast together can synchronize, turning separate choices into a stronger combined attack. Character-specific Excel arts add another layer, but the real spectacle comes when 3 of them are linked into a Trinity Act. Suddenly, a system that looked restrained and familiar becomes an elaborate party-wide performance. And that is what I love about Rise Fantasia. Its battles are not built around 4 isolated characters waiting for their individual turns. The party is 1 unit, sharing the same opportunities, and every action point asks how that unit should use its next few seconds. Our Tonelico 2 approaches party combat from a completely different direction. Your 2 frontline fighters are not merely there to cause damage. They are bodyguards. Behind them stand 2 Revatales, gradually building song magic that can completely transform the battle. During the attack phase, the 2 fighters are assigned to different buttons. You press them in sequence, combine their attacks, and keep the offense moving before the timer expires. Then the rhythm changes. The enemy phase becomes a timed defense sequence. Each fighter must intercept attacks aimed at the Revatale behind them, and the quality of the guard depends on pressing the correct button at the moment of impact. A clean defense does more than reduce damage. It preserves the singers and buys them the time they need. Because while all of this is happening, their song magic continues to grow. You can release it early for an immediate effect, or keep fighting, defending, and taking risks while its power climbs far beyond the strength of a normal spell. Later mechanics make that relationship even more satisfying. By building Psych and bringing the Revatale's waveforms together, you can trigger a synchronity chain, briefly freeing the fighters to attack without the normal countdown and opening the way to more powerful forms of song magic. At its best, every part of the system supports the same fantasy. The warriors hold the line, the singers prepare something overwhelming, and the entire battle becomes a question of how long you can protect them before finally releasing everything they have created. Valkyrie Profile 2 begins on a 3-dimensional battlefield rather than inside a conventional command menu. Time advances when you move, so you can stop, study enemy attack zones, and plan a route around them. Positioning matters before the first strike is ever made. You can dash through an opening, split the party, approach from another direction, or head directly for the enemy leader. Defeating that leader can end the encounter immediately, but reaching it may expose the party to everything standing in the way. Once you enter attack range, the game shifts into a much faster rhythm. Each face button controls 1 party member. Pressing them in the right order creates a coordinated assault with different attacks launching, juggling, or driving the enemy into the ground. But the target is not simply 1 large health bar. Different attacks travel at different heights and angles, allowing them to damage different sections of an enemy's body. Breaking apart can provide materials, remove one of the enemy's abilities, and occasionally trigger break mode. And break mode is glorious. For a brief period, action points stop mattering and the party can attack without restraint. Even outside break mode, a well-constructed combo builds the heat gauge. Reach 100% and a character can unleash a soul crush, then, with the right sequence, pass the momentum into another finisher. The result is a battle system with two distinct identities. From a distance, it is a tactical game about movement, danger zones, and choosing the correct approach. Up close, it becomes a carefully choreographed combo system in which attack order, launch height, and timing determine how spectacular the assault becomes. And finally, MagnaCarta 2, the game I most wanted to include in this video. And yes, to be completely honest, this is actually a Korean RPG rather than a Japanese one, but it shares so much DNA with the Japanese RPGs, and its battle system left such a strong impression on me that I had to make an exception. Most action RPGs treat stamina as a restriction. MagnaCarta 2 turns it into a target. Normal attacks and can abilities push a character closer to overdrive. Cross the limit and that character becomes stronger, but only briefly. Continue too far without completing the sequence, and overheat leaves them unable to attack. The clever part is that the system does not want you to stop. As the first character reaches the limit, you use a con ability and immediately switch to another party member. The new character inherits the momentum. Now you attack with them, drive their own stamina toward overdrive, and prepare a second can ability before the opportunity disappears. Complete both halves correctly, and you trigger a chain break. Both characters recover their stamina, the danger of overheat is removed, and the party can continue attacking almost without interruption. So the meter that initially appears to be telling you to slow down is actually asking you to become more aggressive, but with precision. You must recognize the correct moment to use a skill, switch characters quickly, understand how their con abilities work, and finish the second sequence before the chain collapses. When it succeeds, combat develops a fantastic rhythm. Attack, overdrive, skill, switch, overdrive again, chain break, and immediately begin building the next one. It encourages you to control the whole party rather than remain attached to one favorite character, and it makes character switching feel like the climax of an attack instead of a disruption to it. MagnaCarta 2 may be trapped on the Xbox 360, and the game itself is rarely mentioned today, but its chain system is still one of my favorite examples of an action RPG building an entire battle flow around cooperation, risk, and momentum. These 4 games are not here simply because their systems are unusual. They are here because those systems are genuinely exciting to use. Rise Fantasia turns every round into a shared tactical decision. Tonelico 2 makes protection and preparation inseparable. Valkyrie Profile 2 combines battlefield strategy with explosive combos. And MagnaCarta 2 turns exhaustion into momentum. Which forgotten RPG battle system should be included in Part 3? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, liking it and subscribing to the channel would help me out a lot. And make sure you do not miss the next one.